The Seattle Seahawks are finally on the board with their first free agent signing. Welcome to this special instant reaction edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us as tight end Pharaoh Brown is headed to Seattle, a return to the Pacific Northwest for the former Oregon Duck. Let's break it all down for you. Pharaoh Brown most recently played with the New England Patriots, where he played in all 17 games in 2023 with 11 starts. For Seattle, this move to bring in Pharaoh Brown, he's more of a blocking tight end. Noah Fant was given a new deal yesterday, a 2-year contract, and he will be the receiving threat, your number one tight end. Well, Pharaoh Brown will be the more blocking tight end variety is how this should be split between the two. Because when you look at the numbers from Pharaoh Brown last year, he only had a total of 13 catches, 208 yards, 1 touchdown, and an average about 16 yards per reception. He's been a journeyman of sorts, as we mentioned most recently with New England, spent some time with the Colts. Before that, the Cleveland Browns, the Houston Texans, the Browns before that, and then the Raiders back in 2017 after he began his career undrafted out of Oregon. And I'll say this, it's one of those deals for the Seahawks where you're saying to yourself, finally, this is the first outside free agent signing. Granted, it's a little underwhelming that it's a guy like Pharaoh Brown here, but nonetheless, we'll give him a warm welcome to Seattle here. What is your one-word reaction to the Seattle Seahawks signing Pharaoh Brown? Let us know in the comments section what that one word is. My one word is underwhelming, but I'll take it. We'll take anything at this point, any type of signing for the Seattle Seahawks. Let me know your one-word reaction in the comments section. Folks, this is why you subscribe to Seattle Seahawks Today. I kid you not. I was laying in bed, ready to fall asleep. And then I had this alert on my phone that the Seahawks had finally made a signing. So called in all the dogs and said, we got to get a video up as quick as we can on the channel. And shout out to the Chat Sports team working from home and everything. Everybody took care of business to bring you the video as quick as we can. This is why you subscribe, because we are just built different around here. Nobody does it like we do here on Seattle Seahawks Today. Around-the-clock coverage, 24/7, your offseason headquarters right here on Seattle Seahawks Today. We were live for 7 hours yesterday. We're going to be live again tomorrow. So lock us in. Subscribe now. If the Seahawks make any moves whatsoever, you know we're going to be on top of it, covering it here on the channel for you, the 12s, because you deserve it. Subscribe now for free. The latest happenings in your favorite team, we got you covered each and every day, right here on Seattle Seahawks Today. All right, so Pharaoh Brown coming in to Seattle here. And he started off last season on New England's practice squad, promoted to the active roster. Now, I'll say this. When it comes to Pharaoh Brown, although there are not a ton of receiving numbers, if we're being quite frank, because he's more of a blocking tight end, when he has been used as a receiver, he has been effective. Last season, we mentioned that high yards per catch number that he had, 16 yards a reception. Part of that was due to a 58-yard touchdown catch he had from Mac Jones. Now, here's a question that I have. One of the biggest questions I have this entire offseason for the Seattle Seahawks, quite frankly. When it comes to the tight end position, this has been a point of frustration for yours truly and really most Seahawk fans out there, is that in the Shane Waldron and Pete Carroll era, and even before Shane Waldron, the previous coordinators that worked under Pete Carroll, the tight end position was forgotten about. It was not treated as it should have been. Guys like Noah Fant, Colby Parkinson, Will Dissly, you can go back to Jimmy Graham, Greg Olsen, among others, have not been used to their full potential. And that's due to game planning and such, and it's a damn shame, if we're going to be honest with you, right? Now, let's take this a step further. Let's compare and contrast to other teams around the National Football League. You look at the teams that were in the conference championships this year. What did they all have in common? Was it franchise quarterbacks? No. Was it great defenses? No. Great tight ends was the common theme. Kansas City with George Kittle. San Francisco with George Kittle, rather. Kansas City with Travis Kelce. Detroit with Sam Laporta. Baltimore with Mark Andrews, as well as Isaiah Likely, too. In today's NFL, you have to have great tight end play if you're going to compete at the highest level. That's the recipe to get there. And I look at Noah Fant, and I see a talented tight end. I see a guy that's got a lot of potential that can do everything asked of him as a tight end. And you look at what he was at in Denver in his first year in Seattle, it looked like he was on the upward trajectory to be one of those elite tight ends, potentially be a top 10 tight end in this league. And then last year had no touchdowns. Was it Noah Fant's fault? Absolutely not. It was not Noah Fant's fault at all. It was coaching. It was scheme-wise of why Noah Fant wasn't put in that position to play to his fullest potential. So Ryan Grubb, I really, really hope, whether it's Noah Fant, Pharaoh Brown, maybe they bring in other tight end, whether it's in free agency, the draft, whatever it is. You use the tight end position to its full potential because it's one of the best ways to attack a defense with a great passing game is to use your tight ends and attack the middle of the field and get open in space. That's the recipe. That's out there. And hopefully the Seattle Seahawks do this. Now, you look at who he replaces now. Colby Parkinson's gone. Will Dissly's gone. You bring in Pharaoh Brown. I expect one more tight end. Probably, if we're going to be honest, better quality than Pharaoh Brown, if we're going to be frank with you. Whether it's in the draft, I don't know what it is, trade, free agency, whatever. I would guess that Pharaoh Brown's role, when this is all said and done, will be as the number 3 tight end for the Seattle Seahawks, will be his spot on the roster. But nonetheless, Seahawks make a move. This isn't going to cost you a ton. Waiting to see what the contract details are, but can't imagine it's that much money here. It's hard to hate this signing. How would you grade the signing? I know it's a little bit underwhelming, but it doesn't cost you much. It does take care of position and need. I'll give it a B-. I can't hate it. I don't love it, but I don't hate the signing. Give me your grade in the comment section and let us know. Folks, appreciate you joining us in this special at-home edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. I'm going to head to bed. We'll have plenty more coverage tomorrow. Be live about 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific. We will see you then. Subscribe to the channel. We have all the offseason covered. Free agency. I have my phone on ring, so if they have any more moves, I will get out of bed and I'll make you a video in the middle of the night if I have to. Subscribe now for free. Thanks for joining us here on Seahawks Today. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.